Hello and welcome to my brand new video series reviewing games that Shadowshell may or not play. And today we are reviewing Skylanders. Now, I don't really need to talk about Skylanders, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Skylanders was a game that was released to try and revive the Spyro series, starting with the game Skylanders Spyro's Adventure. And in my opinion, Skylanders honestly didn't have to restart the Spyro series. If they just made it into a new game, just call it Skylanders, then everyone would have been fine with it. But we got Spyro's Adventure. Anyway, Skylanders Spyro's Adventure was a hit almost immediately because it was capitalizing on the brand new trend, Toys to Life. Now, obviously, Disney tried to jump on this with Disney Infinity, and I will say the first Disney Infinity was good. But we're not talking about Disney Infinity, we're talking about Skylanders. We're talking about the kings here. But anyway, Skylanders Spyro's Adventure, great game. It had great story, great characters, and also had one of the funniest villains ever made, that being Chaos. It really gave us something to love, and with the fact that it got several hundred games after, it's only fair to talk about each one in this video. But after Spyro's Adventure, after, going from a very simple game, it went to Skylanders Giants. And Giants was another great game. It had great characters, great voice acting, a pretty decent story, and was also the first game I played for the Skylanders series. Yes, I didn't start with the first one, I started with the second one. Deal with it. But even though I started with the second game, that couldn't stop me from loving it more. Skylanders Giants was, if not, a masterpiece. And if anyone says otherwise about it, then I will hunt you down. Anyway, Skylanders Giants was, as I said, it's great. It's amazing. It's top of the line great. However, unlike Spyro's Adventure, Giants actually started giving us a little thing that they were going to start doing for the later games, this being gimmicks. This first gimmick in the form of Giants. For if you got the starters kit, you would end up getting T-Rex, one of, if not, the greatest Skylanders ever bloody made. And I play Skylanders still in my free time, and I still use him. He is absolutely amazing. But anyway, after Giants and the success that it decided to wrangle in out of nowhere, because no one asked for it, but we got an amazing game, it gave us Swap Force. Now, originally, I thought Swap Force was a very bad game, and I literally stuck with that for ages, until I watched a video by Skeletal Spyro, which was another video talking about Skylanders, and I actually agreed with her when she said Swap Forces was an actual great game, because I actually didn't think about it, but Swap Forces features a lot of great things. It features great characters, a really fun gimmick, because I could literally just tear my Skylanders in half and put them together like Frankenstein. And also, it gave us one of the funniest stories ever. As much as I will say Swap Forces did have the worst story, it was still extremely funny. The amount of your mom jokes you can make in Swap Forces because Chaos and his mum are in the game, it's ridiculous. And honestly, if I do make a video for Swap Forces at some point, expect it to be your mom jokes. But after that, we got Trap Team, which was a game I sat on for a while thinking it was the greatest one ever made. But then I thought about it and no one asked for it, and honestly, it's a bit of a letdown. The reason why is Trap Team, as much as it had a great mechanic, that being in the form of trapping villains to make them fight for you, and had great Skylanders design, seriously, Crypt King and Snapshot, mwah. It really didn't sell Skylanders. The reason why was because everyone wanted the traps. People wanted the traps so they could trap villains because that's what people liked. They liked the gimmick, not the actual Skylanders. As much as it did sell a lot of Skylanders, it sold more traps than anything. But then also, it didn't really sell the feel of Skylanders because you were trapping villains. As much as it was cool, it would have been a better idea if the only way you could trap villains was with a trap master. So basically what you would need is you would need a trap, yes, but then you need a trap master on the portal to allow the trapping to actually commence. That would have been a cool idea and would give people a reason to use the trap masters. And I full on think that Trap Team was a bit of a letdown because it didn't age well. After replaying it, I was thinking, why does this not feel like it did before? That's because it doesn't, unlike Giants and Swap Force, Trap Team didn't age well at all. Due to its really outdated feel and the fact that it's a mechanic that no one touched on ever again. After that game came out, there was no other game I ever saw that did the same thing Trap Team did. So the real mechanic was slept on a lot and just ruined the game entirely after years of it being out. But then after Trap Team came the greatest Skylanders game ever, which was a weird thing. This was Skylanders Superchargers, and this game is the best one in the goddamn series, and it's not fucking funny. The reason why is because Superchargers had the best designs, the best story, the best voice acting, and literally the best bosses of all time. And we thought Giants was good. Come on. But the thing was, this game brought cars, and everyone thought that was a bit weird. You had cars, you had planes, you had boats. That and submarines. But still, no one was expecting this game to be as good as it was. But I was replaying it not too long ago, and literally felt like I was living in modern day gaming. It was that good and aged that well. And also, fun little fact here, it was made with the same people who helped make Swap Forces. That should tell you everything. It's either that, or the people who were just making both Swap Forces and Superchargers were just cooking and should have stayed on. They could have fixed the freaking shit show that came after Superchargers. Seriously, Superchargers is the best one. Swap Forces is underneath it. If anything, if there was an order of games I would recommend in like a tier list format, it would go from first place going to Superchargers, second place going to Swap Forces, third place going to Giants, fourth place going to Trap Team, and last place going to, fucking Imaginators. I hate this game. It's so bad. If you don't know, Imaginators was the last game in the Skylanders franchise, and it was a absolute shitstorm. It had one of the best mechanics though. I don't know how the hell I can even agree with this now, because Imaginators I thought was decent at best, but no, it's mediocre as hell. I was replaying it again, like Superchargers and Giants and all that, and Trap Team, and it just didn't feel the same. Trap Team felt a bit better than Imaginators, which was just awkward. As much as I like being able to make my own Skylanders in Imaginators, I didn't really think the story was amazing at all. It's kind of rushed. The only funny things in the story had to come from Jet Vac and his whole thing about finding who ate his lunch. That's the comedy. That's the comedy. Yeah, how funny. Ha ha ha. Suffer, go fuck yourself, Imaginators. Seriously. But yeah, Imaginators was just bad. It sucked. It was just downright awful. And also, the worst part is that it had great Skylanders. It brought back classic villains and made them Skylander senseis. Literally, Pain the Yata was one of them. You slept on it and you gave us this shit, but gave us great Skylanders, great voice acting. Okay, actually, I take that back. The voice acting was very bad for a few characters. The only ones I'm letting slide are Chaos and the actual figurine voice actors, because that's literally the only way I can get around this. But even so, it was just bad. Also, why the hell is there a brain? Seriously, one of the main villains of the freaking game is a living brain. I understand the whole thing about mind magic is like a repeating thing in it, but still, Imaginators just sucks. It's awful. Honestly, I'd rather take Imaginators and burn it to a crisp and then just rebuild the game into what it should have been. But overall, Skylanders is a great franchise. As much as I do fucking hate Imaginators, I do not mind all the other ones. Like, Imaginators and Trap Team are probably the only ones that just did not age well at all. Spyro's Adventure didn't age well either, but at least I can still play it and not feel like I'm gonna throw up from freaking boredom. Seriously, that's how I feel playing Imaginators and Trap Team. And I loved Trap Team, what the hell? I think, if anything, I'll continue replaying Trap Team, but honestly, I'm gonna have to replay a bunch of old levels that I actually liked after beating it for the umpteenth time, just to enjoy it again. But Skylanders, great series, great game, and honestly not bad. Am I gonna, now, because this video is a part of the new series, reviewing games that Shadow Show may or not play, I'm gonna give my verdict. At the end of every one of these review videos, I am gonna be talking about just how I feel about these games and generally give my verdict if I'm gonna play it. Now, in total, I understand there's a lot of hard work that went into making Skylanders, and I don't look past that. I know Imaginators, people put a lot of effort into making the game, and I commemorate them for doing so. But when you take a game with shit story and shit everything else, except for the Skylanders and the gimmick itself, that should tell you you're screwing up. So, with all that said, am I going to play Skylanders here on the channel? Yes, I will. Which one? Well, it will be one of these three. No, screw that. No, he really thought I was going to say Imaginators. No, screw that. No. It's either going to be Swap Force, Superchargers, or Giants. I will let you guys decide which one I do, because I'm not doing all three. I will be doing either one. So, I'll put a poll up in my community post so you guys can decide which one, okay? But, Skylanders, I loved ya. Fuck you, Imaginators. And we need to give Skylanders more attention. It's way better than what we've got now. But I need to ask this one quick question. How do you guys feel about Sonic the Hedgehog, specifically Sonic 06?